It seems that whatever Nintendo does that proves to be a phenomenal success, there's always somebody that always has to raise a stink about it, get the company in a lawsuit, and say that what they're suing them for is based on patent infringement. And that's something that Nintendo has been getting themselves into for quite some time, ever since 2011. So yeah, hi everybody, this is RRPG here, and I'm here to deliver my 2 cents to you all based on what is going on in the gaming world in video game news as of right now. So yeah, as I was saying, Nintendo has got themselves into another patent infringement lawsuit, this time with Philips. You know, the huge tech corporation that produces many, you know, tech peripherals for household living and that kind of stuff. Yeah, and it's the same company that produced the really bad and horrible Philips CDI, and they had the Mario and Zelda games that were on there. You know, Hotel Mario, Zelda, The Wand of Gamelon, Link, The Faces of Evil, and Zelda's Adventure. So yeah, that same company is actually suing Nintendo for patent infringement. And they said that Nintendo has violated 2 of their patents to where the Wii and the Wii U infringes on those. Now, the first patent, which was filed back in 1996 but did not get fully filed until 2001, is based on products that are called, and I do quote, interactive virtual modeling products. And that's where avatars, or an avatar within something, mimics the motion controls coming from that said peripheral. Now, if you want to know what I'm talking about with what Nintendo does with the motion controls where the avatar mimics the movements, then take a look at games like The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess, The Legend of Zelda, Skyward Sword, Super Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, Donkey Kong Country Returns, and some of those others, to where there were some movements based on the controller to where the characters or the avatars actually mimic those controls. So, yeah. That's what the first patent goes for. Now, the second patent is based on human-computer interaction systems that involve both a pointer or a camera. And this one did not get filed until 2009, to where it didn't get fully filed until 2013. So it was like a 4-year process. And anything that involves a pointer or a camera, well, we do know that the Wiimote actually has the pointer on the screen, or they have the motion sensor to detect the Wiimote to where it gives that pointer on the screen. And there's also the Wii U gamepad that actually has the camera on it, to where you can actually take pictures, or if anything that involves, I think, camera views based on the Wii U gamepad, to where it has the panorama type of mechanic. Yeah, I think that's what the second patent is talking about, based on what Philips has filed for themselves. Now, the products they claim that violates their patents are all the following. You know, that are all said the following: the Wii console, Wii Remote Plus, the Wii Nunchuck, Wii Motion Plus. You know, the little peripheral before the Wii Remote Plus, the Wii Balance Board, Wii U console, Wii U gamepad, and Wii Mini. And Philips hopes to, they hope that if they sue Nintendo, or if they manage to win this case, that they want to get back like 3 times the damages of what Nintendo has done in terms of like royalties or whatever, and they hope they want to block any further sales of the Wii U in the US. Now, let me get this out of the way first. My initial impressions of what I think about this, it's, God, just with all these lawsuits that's going on when it comes to Nintendo, it's just completely ridiculous. I mean, sure, Nintendo has been very creative with how they make their own products and how they make their own games and that kind of stuff. But whenever a company comes in and they file a patent for something that they claim all the rights to, that's just being very, 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 very sketchy. And it makes a lot of people believe that those companies are acting like a bunch of cowards when it comes to that kind of thing. And Philips is no different. So, my thoughts on the first patent, it's sketchy, but it's possible. Because, like I said, the first patent, the interactive virtual modeling products, it was patented back in 1996, but didn't get fully filed until 2001. So, yeah, there was that was taking place long before the Wii was even conceived. And not to mention that, when I say that it's sketchy, let's take a look back at the NES. What was one of the things that Nintendo has been famous for, or one of the things that the original NES was famous for, aside from some really good games? they had a buttload of peripherals for that system, and some of the peripherals were very creative. And one of those peripherals in general that can prove to be either good or bad back then was actually the Power Glove, which was, I think, was created by Mattel. And Mattel actually had a hand in the NES's life cycle, to where in Europe, like, I think before Nintendo fully got their hands or got full claim on the NES in Europe, Mattel actually had a handle in manufacturing and selling the product within the company. I could be wrong on that, but, you know, I think that is how Mattel came to be when it came to the Power Glove. And they actually had a thing to where they actually made it for the NES. And yes, some people may like the Power Glove because it's so bad. Oh, God. Did I even have to make that quote? But yeah, one of the things about the Power Glove was that you could actually use motion controls to actually do all sorts of things. Now, granted, there was only one game that seemed like that was possible for the Power Glove, but with everything else, that seemed like it was literally pointless. But, you know, you could actually see that motion control was actually something that was done before Philips actually patented something like that. So that's why I say it's sketchy. It could go either way, but, you know, it's literally what many people think. Excuse me. Now, let's take a look at the second patent. And the second patent is the one that's the human-computer interaction systems that involve pointer or camera. I gotta say, this is kind of ridiculous, because in 2006, after the Wii released, you actually saw pointers on screen when it came to the Wii mode. And I think even before 2009, the Nintendo DSi released to where there was actually a camera on there. But then again, the DSi was not even involved in this, and some of the technology that was used for some of the handhelds, you know, within the Nintendo DS and 3DS line was actually used for the Wii and the Wii U. So what Philips is going for, based on what they're, you know, suing Nintendo for that type of patent, I think is nothing but complete atrocity, or, you know, complete fallacy, if you put it in that manner. So yeah, overall, what do I think about this whole patent? Well, I think it's pretty ridiculous based on what Philips is doing. I mean, we haven't really seen Philips do anything that's creative or revolutionary. I mean, they make all these patents, or they're like the creator of all these patents, but it just seems like they haven't really done much to actually capitalize on them to actually make them very worthwhile products. And there's always somebody else that's trying to do something that will appeal to everybody, but they feel like that they're violating on their said patents to where they actually need to sue that company. So I really do not agree fully with what they're doing, but then again, whenever somebody makes a patent, they have the full right to protect it. So, yeah. If anything, I think Philips really needs to quit sitting back, and they actually need to develop products that are actually based on their patents instead of just, you know, filing them and hoping to get royalties based off of them. And one thing too, I mean, they say that they are the creator of the DVD and Blu-ray. Well, that's true, but they were co-creators. But them getting, like, royalties based on those, I think it's still kind of ridiculous if you think about it. Because others have been practically using DVDs and Blu-rays for their, you know, successful bidding and trying to market and sell their products out to the public, but you haven't really seen Philips do much of anything like that. So why it is that they have to feel like that they need to protect their patents based on what is going on in this day and age is just completely beyond me. So, do I think that Philips is probably going to win this? You know, there's a slim chance, I'm going to say, there's a slim chance that they're most likely going to win this, because even if they are patented, they could still win this, but based on their demand of wanting to block Wii U sales, or any further Wii sales, I think it's pretty much I think it's pretty much going to be an impossibility, because when you look at the Wii, it was pretty much a successful system. I mean, it sold over 100 million units worldwide, and everybody started to really enjoy it when it came out. So why is it that Philips did not sue Nintendo back then based on the sales of the Wii is really beyond me, because they really should have done this right beforehand, and it would have given Nintendo the incentive to actually be a bit more cautious with what they were developing for their next console. And, you know, that's something I would like to say. Nintendo, you know, when you're developing new hardware or whatever, make sure that next time you be a bit more cautious with what you're developing. I mean, I really do enjoy the Wii and the Wii U, but since you've been getting these patent infringements, with one of them you already lost, well, the other that you already won back in 2011, you know, this is going to be something that you're going to need to be a bit more careful from now on. Do I want to see any more patents come to play? Or patent infringement lawsuits come into play? No, of course not. But just be a bit careful next time. So, yeah, I think most likely Nintendo's probably going to win this based on how well the Wii sold in this day and age, and how the Wii U is, you know, a part of the Wii brand. But at the same time, it could go either way. But I don't think Philips has a chance of doing this when they haven't really done anything to make anything really worthwhile in this day and age in terms of their own products, essentially. So, yeah, this could go either way, but I'm just saying that Nintendo is most likely to win this thing. And, you know, I have seen some other people talk about this, but I really don't think they've done a good job with being either objective or subjective toward that matter, because whenever they, you know, heard about this, they're like, oh, Nintendo is doomed, the Wii U is going to flop, and that's the final nail in the coffin. No, it's not. There's always, you know, some way that anybody could get out of this if they, you know what to do. And I think Nintendo is probably going to be very aggressive with trying to fight back against this and to make sure that they actually maintain a stance in wanting to sell the Wii U in the U.S. So, if anything, Nintendo should have, you know, most likely countersued Philips for what they did to both the Mario and Zelda games on the CDI. Because let me tell you, what they did was not on the best terms. So, yeah, and that was like a complete mockery for them to actually make games like that to where they weren't actually that very good. And believe it or not, Philips was not that really good of a video game company, so they only made one console and that's it. And it pretty much flopped very badly. So, yeah. But either way, that's how I feel about this whole situation. I do want to say that, you know, Philips, they probably might have a slim chance, but I really don't think it's going to be something that they're going to, you know, easily win, because I think Nintendo's going to be fighting this to where they can actually make sure that they keep the Wii U sales going on right now. But we'll just have to wait. Excuse me. I guess we'll just have to wait and see whenever, you know, that lawsuit actually starts taking effect. But do I want them to block Wii U sales? No, I don't. But then again, there's the potential that they could, but I really don't think that it's going to happen. But we'll just have to see. Anyway, guys, that's all I have to say on the matter, like I said. So, what do you all believe? Do you believe that Philips has a chance for them to, you know, win this case? Or do you think they have the chance to block Wii U sales? Or do you think that there's something within their patents that you think that will actually prevent them from actually winning? Or do you think Nintendo is not going to win this? Or do you believe they are going to win this? Because I truly believe that there is a chance that Nintendo's probably going to be winning this if things go on well for them. But who knows? But anyway, be sure to leave your, be sure to rate this video, as well as leaving your positive and negative feedback down in the comments. And also be sure to hit that subscribe button up there right below the video, because more support from you guys means that more content is coming from me in the future that you won't find anywhere else. Anyway, guys, this is Double RPG signing off, and I sign off by saying to you all, Godspeed and game on, gamers. Have a good one.